Guys, welcome back. As we look at the market this week, it have been quite quite a change. So if we look at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it actually dropped. It's looking at the S&P 500. It's actually looks like that is going to a downward curve. Yeah, it's like seems like it's going to a down curve. Let me just try to draw the pattern here. Yeah, so it looks like it's going like a downward trend, but on Thursday, the market opened at around 41.50, and they actually closed at like 42.58, which is crazy. I mean, it is it's such a big change because we are all looking at, because I thought it was gonna keep on going down, but then it closed at it closed in green, and then Friday went back up to 43.83. So it really depends. There's a lot going on during the week. There was a war between Ukraine and Russia that started. While we all thought that the market would drop, well, I thought that the market would impact the market, but they actually went up Thursday and Friday. And actually, speaking of war, I was looking at this data from Investopedia. So this graph, it tells you how does the war really impact the S&P 500. So there's a history of all the war, the date, event date, the change, percentage change, total drawdown, and then the calendar date going to the bottom, and recovery. So for example, let's look at, I don't know, like the 6 days war. Yeah, it's actually a short war. It took so after the war started, it dropped. It took 1 day to get to the bottom, and then took 2 days to recover. So if we are looking at everything here, the average day to get to the bottom is 22 days out of all the wars here, and then it took 47 days to recover. It's kind of almost like double the date to, for recovery, from it takes the days it takes to get to the bottom. So so let's say if we buy at before the if you buy a stock or the market or index on the day before the war, it takes 22 days to go down, and then 47 days to recover. So it total out to around like 60, 70, around 70 days. Yeah, 69 days to recover, to break even. Yeah, this is just a really interesting graph that it shows you how does the war impacted the other stock market. And actually looking at the number of day here, there's an outlier, because we're looking at the average, there's actually an outlier. The Pearl Harbor attack, it took 143 days to get to the bottom, which compared to the rest of the war is all double digit, single digit days. So this took a long time, and it took 307 days to recover, which is almost a year, which is pretty a long time. So it's actually a really bad time if we invested in 1961 during the war. Yeah, so this is just a graph that I wanted to share. which I found pretty interesting. As the Russian and the Ukraine war is starting this week. And just looking at the article from Seeking Alpha, and how they indicate the S&P 500 sector, this week seems like there's a lot. All the sector is going down, except for telecom, it just went up by 0.4%. But in general, consumer discretionary, and also consumer staple, financial sector, material went down by a lot. World indicator, the world as a whole in general went down, especially in the Hong Kong index. So moving on to macroeconomic event. So this is the summary from last week. The GDP quarter to quarter Q4. This is actually the GDP. It is actually at 7%, which is as expected, as forecast. Yeah, so it measured the annual change in inflation-adjusted value of goods and service produced by the economy, which is the inflation rate. So as we are looking at the history, the past 2 months, it was 2.1, 2.3, 6.9. So this 2 months from January, February, it has been going up a lot. Yeah, and the initial jobless claim is a bit 232K, a bit less than expected. New home sales in January is a bit less than expected. And if we're looking at the upcoming week, yeah, some of the thing to aware is obviously the unemployment rate and the non-farm payroll. The first Friday of each month, it tells it tells how's the U.S. employment going, and this is a really important indicator for the U.S. stock market. But aside from all the wars that's going on right now, also the PMI, the PMI data. So that's for next week. So that's just what I wanted to share, an update for this week. It is really unpredictable right now with the war going on. It seems like it's going to drop, but there's also a chance that it could go up. So we will see how it goes next week. Thank you all for watching.